and we'll start our program today. Contemporary Staffing Solutions thanks you for joining us. I am Sharon Sow, one of the owners and also the CMO. Welcome to our third meditation session with Nancy Boudre. I think we all have a new level of stress over privacy now that Apple and Google are teaming up for contact tracing. So we really need to adjust ourselves for the unknown future. Nancy was kind enough to share a newsletter recently and summarize some of the things that she's been teaching us. And it really starts with full conscious awareness. And she reminded us in her newsletter how to do the 4-point breath and the open awareness exercise. She also taught us the stop technique so that we could refrain our emotions and thoughts and let our mind shift towards just breathing and balance. I would like to introduce Nancy Boudre. She is the CEO and founder of Awakening with Light. This is a free series of webinars offered to all CSS employees and clients because your mental health is our #1 priority. Thank you for helping us, Nancy. I'll turn the floor over to you.
Oh, thank you, Sharon, and welcome everyone. So last class, as Sharon mentioned, we practiced tuning into the world around us more consciously, and doing so to free ourselves from attached emotion, free ourselves from judgment, and enter a space of just curiosity. That's the foundation of mindfully living, watching that inner critic and recognizing that the voice he or she has and seeing it with love and compassion, releasing it and allowing equanimity and even temperedness. Now, of course, after a couple of classes, we're not going to master this, but this is the goal of navigating life mindfully so we can reduce and virtually eliminate your stress responders and navigating those moments that activate your stress. You can't change something unless you're aware of it. So remember, last week, you have a life challenge. Your initial reaction may be a negative one because we're wired negative. We're wired that way. Mindful awareness then kicks in and you choose to respond. You notice wise action, wise thoughts, wise words, and then you restore balance. The body is a highly mechanized machine, and you hold the power to reduce your stress. You're not a victim to it. So we did that exercise at the beginning of last session of open awareness, building that mindful muscle, and we're going to build upon that one. And today we're going to tune in. There's 3 components to being mindfully aware: our thoughts, our emotions, and our bodily sensations. In the initial introduction to mindfulness, I showed you a stress relieving exercise that just dips your toe in the water and shows you the power you have to release your stress in the body. We're going to take that a step further because today, as I build the foundation, I want to show you why that's so important. When our stress levels rise, your body often tenses. Our emotions are felt in the body. Awareness of your body will help you notice when your stress levels rise so you can take suitable action rather than allowing it to spiral out of control. Also, by training the mind to tune into the body, you may notice your automatic responses. Like every time you're tired, you may start to criticize yourself for not exercising, for what you're eating. Or you may not notice until you start doing this kind of exercise how often you tense the jaw. So let's say you do that over time and time again. This is how ailment like TMJ shows up, because that's your stress responder. See, physical tension in the body physical tension is the cause of most of our muscle aches and pains that we live with. Tension. Most of the time, we don't get enough physical activity to release the tension in our bodies. So imagine yourself like a rubber band, and you're wound tight, and only half is released at any given moment. We brace ourselves, see, since starting at childhood for criticism, just as you would as if you were expecting a blow, a physical punch. Early in our evolution, we were equipped to defend against physical attack, our primal being, our primal instincts. Instinctively, we tense every muscle to get ready to defend ourselves or run. Now, verbal attack has only been in recent evolution, since we developed the ability to talk, and the body has not yet developed an appropriate response to this kind of threat. So how does this work? From early age, we respond by bracing for a physical response by pumping adrenaline into the bloodstream, raising the heart rate and the blood pressure, and yet embracing every muscle in the body to respond to something. Have you ever noticed that when you're really tensed up or you're in an angry situation, we bring our shoulders up? Very primal instinct. Why? Because as primal beings, our jugular will immediately kill us, right? If it's punctured. So that's the primal being that we are. We immediately brace ourselves for a physical attack, and we don't even know we're doing it. So all of our repressed emotions show up in the muscles and tension, stress. We are taught that strong emotions such as fear and anger are wrong. And instead of showing them, we hold on to these emotions instead of expressing them. Now, I don't give you carte blanche to go out and start screaming and yelling, but we want to notice what we're noticing. Thus, when we hold on, we create tension, and this becomes a habitual responder in the body. And we hold on to it, and then it just becomes part of our DNA, if you will. When we become stressed, our muscles tighten up, again engaging that fight-flight response. Your muscles are preparing to work hard to enable you to run or fight. So mindfulness helps you notice the tension in the body as one of your signs that your stress levels are on the rise. This empowerment of being the master of you instead of falling victim to stress, where you can take back your power and reduce your stress because you're tuning in and now recognize your responders. So teaching you today the body scan for tension. When stress levels are high, you can tune in. You're training your mind to focus your attention on these sensations and what it has to tell you, and being proactive to release the tension. Also with the body scan, you learn to notice and let go of automatic, habitual negative thoughts. These types of thoughts also cause stress. Mindfulness teaches you to take control of your stress by noticing what's going on, free of judgment of yourself. So we really want to teach ourselves to notice when we're judging ourselves and that inner critic. Next session, we'll be talking about how to calm that inner critic. You'll learn that being mindfully of your stress levels and the feelings of anxiety within your body that the stress brings about for you and only you. See, each one of us has our own unique stress responders. You can process these emotions now without a need to react to them, because we're teaching you how to see them for what they are. And lastly, the body scan teaches you to friend yourself. Befriend your body. This body and you are going to be with you for a lifetime. What kind of relationship do you have with it? Do you talk to it? Or do you think that's silly? What is that relationship like? This is your responsibility. And this you have control over. So we want to build a healthy relationship. When the body feels that it's responded to, you're going to notice a miraculous change in the dynamic of stress for yourself. So let's begin now. We're going to do a body scan exercise. Get comfortable. And this exercise, when you're doing it on your own, you can lie down. But if you're seated, it works just fine seated as well. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the flow of your breath. This beautiful miracle we call breath. Hello, breath. Wow, I don't think I've tuned into you yet today. And just allow that breath to flow. Let the breath breathe you. You don't have to do anything. Just notice it. Now, as you notice the breath flowing in, flowing out, greet yourself right where you are. Maybe before you came on this call, you were stressed. Start to notice, is that breath spiked? Is it fluid? And ask yourself, just lovingly, no judgment, don't go searching, where am I right now emotionally? This is where you are. This is your set point right here, right now, as you enter this exercise. Mindfully aware, where am I emotionally? And maybe if I don't really know what emotion I'm feeling, what are my thoughts thinking? And remember, during this whole thing, your mind might wander a million times. That's okay. Just mindfully notice that it wandered and bring yourself back. But notice, what are the thoughts I'm having right now? And how do they serve me? Can I just invite a sense of peace and calm and go with whatever's going to occur in the next moment without analyzation, just being with it, being with this moment? This is all mindfully aware, but attached to nothing. Just see it for what it is. Now bring your awareness down to your feet. And just take a moment to tune in. Notice if they're touching carpet or hardwood floor, or is there a sock, the sensation of something on your foot. And at your own pace and gradually, just move the awareness of the base of your foot up to the whole foot. And you begin moving up again at your own pace, tuning in to the foot, the lower leg, just breathing into these regions of the body. Now, when you're on your own, I encourage you also to celebrate all that they do for you. It's a quick hit of gratitude. And if you have a foot ailment, don't berate yourself or criticize yourself. Tune in and maybe give it some extra love. Breathe into it. Encourage it to let go of any tension, stress that it's carrying if they're tired. Just like you would respond lovingly to a friend or child. And gently note how that feels. If that doesn't feel comfortable doing that for yourself, lovingly wonder why. No beratement, no judgment, but encourage yourself to invite a sense of renewal and revigoration and recharge. This exercise can be a segue into sleep, but it can also be a segue into wakefulness. As you're tuning in and noticing if there's any stress. Maybe today in your run, your knee bothered you. Tune into the knee and invite it to let go of whatever emotion that it's holding on to. You don't have to know what it is right here, right now, but lovingly respond to it. I hear you, I honor you. You're working with this amazing machine that responds to emotions and thoughts. And you're just tuning in. And the mind will get distracted, just gently bring it back. And every time you move up to a different part of the body, just allow the previous one to kind of fade back. And then shifting your awareness. And notice if your breath changes as you move to a different region. Let's say now you're in the pelvic region, the buttocks. And you're encouraging and breathing in and out of this part of the body. Is the breath different? And just continue to work through your body in a mindful way. Being aware of any sensitive regions. As you move into the belly, breathe in and out. Give it a belly breath if you can. See if you can choose to breathe out of your belly. And feel your chest and your heart beating. Get in touch with any emotional signals or sensations here, if it's okay to do so. Give yourself permission. You're just moving in and out of body parts, increasing your sense of awareness. And feel the sensations with an attitude of affection and kindness. And allow it to come up through the shoulders. I always encourage myself to let go of all the burdens I carry that are mine or someone else's, that I wish I could carry for them like my children. This moment is for me in self-care. Encourage yourself to let go. Breathe into those regions. Encourage that whole fluidity of breath, letting go of any toxicities and encouraging new life, new energy. Feed it thoughts that encourage this. Emotions of balance. Restoration, peace, calm, clarity, connection. I'm here for you, body. Together, we're going to live this life to the fullest. And continue moving through the body, up through the face, muscles, jawline, eyes, cheeks, lips, teeth, jaw. Notice if there's tension there. When I'm doing this exercise to really feel awake and alive, rejuvenated after exercise, I like to do it as well. I say to myself, I am alive. I am awake. I am aware in this present moment. I am alive. I am awake. I am aware in the present moment. Just encourage a feeling of washing away, letting go, however you want to visualize the toxicities of stress in the body. And gently note if there's anything lingering, tension in the forehead or lower back or neck. Just breathe into it. I'm going to stay silent for a moment. Gently note how your body feels in this moment. Just get a sense of your breath feeding each of the living cells in your body and nourishing it with wholesome oxygen. Might feel a little strange tuning in this way, but you're cultivating something new. Open your mind and allow. It has been proven, scientifically proven, that this stuff works. And now let go of any effort to do anything and just rest in your innate sense of being, a sense of presence and aliveness. And celebrate, congratulate yourself for practicing this mindful moment, giving yourself this beautiful self-care that might feel foreign. I am alive. I am awake. I am aware in the present moment. And before you leave your sacred space within, what do you want to take with? A sense of peace? A sense of clarity? so you can go about your workday more creative, more clear, more productive, more focused? What intent do you want to set for yourself? You are the master of every thought you think, every emotion you hold, in this beautiful vessel we call the body. Encourage yourself to live openly aware, mindfully aware of the intricacies of your emotions, your thoughts, and your physical sensations throughout your day. They hold wisdom and they tell you what your stress levels are like. Take back your power. Tune in. And notice the inner critic, the harsh judgment, the language by which you speak to your cells and your mind. You don't have to speak that way to get productivity. It's quite the opposite. And then when you're ready, gently open the eyes and choose to see out of a fresh lens. Imagine that you're seeing your room, your surroundings for the very first time. Because in essence, it is, as this moment's never been lived. If anyone in doing these exercises ever has a question, please reach out. And like I said, I'll be sending notes that will cover what we covered. Feel free to ask any questions there as well and send me any response. I'll gladly have a chat or communicate via email. So do not hesitate. It's a lot to take in during this time of crisis. So I'm here for you.
That was wonderful, Nancy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Contemporary Staffing has the most amazing employees and clients. We are grateful for all of you, and especially all of the healthcare workers that are on the front line, along with all the essential employees showing up for work every day. In closing, I want to invite everyone to our next session on May 15th at 11:30 for 30 minutes. The invite, along with a recording of this session, will be shared via email early next week. Again, this is a free series of webinars offered to you. CSS has started a series of webinars to bring valuable content that will hopefully teach you something new and keep you motivated. Our webinars are geared towards sales leaders, human resource leaders, Salesforce users, and then this series on health and wellness. Join us next week, respectfully, on Tuesday, May 5th and Thursday, May 7th for our next HR and Salesforce webinars. Our social media sites will be updated and provide you with the proper links for registration that will take you to Eventbrite for your free ticket. I'm Sharon Sow, and Contemporary Staffing thanks you for joining us. Have a great day.